Taking a look now at some court news from Southside Virginia. A man from Martinsville who was arrested last month on racketeering charges in an alleged drug distribution ring was recently indicted by a grand jury for an altercation he had with Henry County deputies in July of this year. According to the Martinsville Bulletin, Henry County Deputy Tiffany Boyd responded to a motor vehicle accident on Figsboro Road, and that was on July the 28th. In her complaint, Boyd wrote the 911 caller reported a black truck had been driving erratically and had wrecked into a tree line at the intersection of Figsboro Road and Apple Tree Circle. When Boyd arrived, Waylon Cox Ingram allegedly grabbed Patricia Cox Ingram, his wife, and began using her as a body shield and pulling her into the road where moderate traffic was going both ways. Boyd wrote that she managed to get one cuff onto Waylon Cox Ingram when he broke away, ran to Boyd's patrol vehicle, got behind the wheel, and tried to close the door. When Boyd tried to pull him out of the car, Cox Ingram resisted and struggled with Boyd, grabbing at her gun. Boyd wrote that Cox Ingram, I should say, assaulted her by grabbing her by the legs and attempted to pull her to the ground. Another deputy began assisting Boyd, and Boyd wrote that the other deputy was also assaulted by Cox Ingram. Deputy Boyd wrote that Cox Ingram was acting erratically, and once he was placed in cuffs and moved to the back of her patrol vehicle, he became unresponsive and had to be administered Narcan twice. Boyd continued, saying that it was apparent Cox Ingram was under the influence of narcotics, and it was confirmed that he was the driver of the vehicle that had wrecked. As a result, 39-year-old Waylon Cox Ingram was indicted by a Henry County Circuit Court grand jury on 2 counts of assault and battery of a law enforcement officer, attempt to disarm a law enforcement officer, attempted carjacking, and possession with intent to distribute cocaine, second offense. On October the 4th of this year, Patricia Cox Ingram, along with Waylon Cox Ingram, Vincent Ingram, Quincy Penn, Janice Draper, and Anthony Albanese were all charged with money laundering and racketeering. Waylon and Patricia Cox Ingram were also charged with 2 counts of distribution of 100 grams of methamphetamine, distribution of cocaine, second offense, 2 counts of endangering the life of a child, 2 counts of conspiring to distribute more than 100 grams of methamphetamine, and conspiring to distribute cocaine. Now, to read more about the indictments and other indictments in Henry County, Virginia, pick up a copy of the Martinsville Bulletin, or you can visit martinsvillebulletin.com.